news in 1967, but you can make one today. Call FiberFab at 1-800-328-5671. You'll be turning heads even faster than a cobra turns corners.
Attention inventors. Receive free confidential forms and useful information on how to launch a new product, innovation, or just an idea by calling the Inventors Helpline in Washington, D.C. at 800-227-7000. Call now and you'll also receive a free brochure describing how you can participate in the invention process. Don't wait. Our free Inventors package will get you going in the right direction.
Call 800-227-7000.
As the season winds down, the pennant chase heats up on ESPN. This week on America's Game of the Week, the Rangers continue their struggle to stay in the AL West race. The Twins try to play the role of spoilers. Tonight, live on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball.
Welcome back to NFL Game Day. One of the day's most interesting matchups is Atlanta at Detroit, two playoff teams from '91 who fell on hard times last season. The Lions were this year's only undefeated team in the preseason. They went 4-0-1. Cause for euphoria? Maybe. Since 1980, 19 teams have gone undefeated in August. 11 of those, way over half, have made the playoffs. This week in Atlanta, Andre was truly a bad moon rising. He was arrested for beating his girlfriend and firing a gun in the air. He is playing today. His hearing in court September 23rd. The familiar face opposite the Falcons today, linebacker Pat Swilling. No longer a Saint, now a Lion, after Detroit's second attempt to get the Pro Bowler. But Swilling isn't the only new Cadillac in the Motor City. Detroit needed offensive linemen, and they got them. They weren't alone in the rush for quality blockers. Our Greg Garber reports on the offseason fad of '93.
Houston Hoover, Brian Habib, Tunch Ilkin, Dave Richards, Harry Swain. Hardly household names, but they are millionaires. Of the 46 unrestricted free agent offensive linemen who signed new contracts, 24 will earn more than $1 million this season.
I think it's about time they get it. I mean, shucks. I mean, who will protect the quarterback? They don't get no publicity.
We don't do the sack dances and spiking the ball. I guess we make a good block. We should start doing some dances, but
shoot 'em.
No one would care anyway.
They're the keys to offense, and you know, they're the unsung heroes because without them, you know, offensively, you can't do anything.
The closer you are to the ball, the more important your position.
If you have a $5 million quarterback and a $1.50 tackle, you got a problem.
They're good people, and they got a good, great sense of humor too. It smells a little more over there.
These guys deserve that kind of money, especially left tackles.
Green Bay made 5 linemen millionaires. 4 of them will start. Denver spent $8 million to cover its primary asset. Barry Sanders has 3 new heavies in his Detroit entourage, joining All-Pro Lomas Brown, who makes more than all of them. Indianapolis spent nearly $14 million for Kirk Loudermilk and Will Wolford.
Yeah, we kind of hit the lottery, no doubt about it.
It was a timing thing.
People have always talked that, hey, you win the game up front and this and that, but, you know, the money has never gone there. But, you know, now that, you know, they had to put the money where their mouth is.
If you have a chance to get one, you get one.
Why? Because after quarterback, offensive line is the most difficult position to master.
There's very little that you do in the offensive line that is natural. You certainly don't walk down the street doing power steps. You don't walk down the street in a breakdown position, pass setting. Those are all learned skills.
He's confronted with blocking another 300-pound guy, and then all of a sudden he's confronted with blocking a 245-pound athlete, and then he's confronted with pulling out and blocking a 200-pound speedster. And so, you know, it takes a pretty good guy to do that.
Oh, we like to think of ourselves as very mentally agile.
We're very smart. We're the offensive line.
Why is it that Emmitt Smith comes out of the box and he has a great rookie season, and yet an offensive tackle comes in or an offensive guard and they struggle?
Because those guys in those positions, they're basically doing the same thing they've done since grade school. They got the ball and they're running that way. They're a wide receiver, they're running around, they're catching the football. An offensive lineman has to be cognizant of not only his assignments, what he has to do, but now the personnel that he's doing it again.
The defense acts first. The offensive line reacts.
Then when you have a guy who's an all-pro linebacker like Tip, he has a combination of both speed and power. So now he's got me thinking inside, he has me thinking outside, and I'm on my heels, and all of a sudden, I get a full rush. And it's back to the quarterback.
But defenders are not the only aggressors.
Damn, I got to beat this guy.
Basically, you got to be mean. You got to be willing to come off the ball, smash people in the face, under the chin, and just get after it.
Somebody wants to lay their ribs out on a silver platter for me, I'm going to hit them.
It's like somebody coming in your backyard and slapping your brother or somebody like that. You know, you just don't want that to happen.
Beyond his own responsibilities as protector and his opponent's actions, the lineman must function with 4 others as a single choreographed unit.
If I'm the left guard, my left tackle, and the center, I have to be married to those guys, and we have to think exactly alike. So it takes time for us to think on the same wavelength.
Key with offensive line is that you have to be able to execute, and you have to be able to adjust, and you can't break down. Because if you have 5 guys and one of them breaks down, the play can be a disaster, and for the most part it will be.
Anonymity has its advantages, but so does wealth. They'll take the money, but the attention that goes with it leaves them a bit uneasy.
I'd much rather be showered and home by now.
Yeah, it's definitely a little strange.
Yeah, they don't mind it being that strange. I'll tell you what, a lot of teams improve their blocking, as we could just see from Greg's piece, but the teams without the stud left tackle starting the season, Joe, they've got to change a lot of things, don't they?
They really do, Chris. You have to make adjustments when you